You know, I was going through some of my movie posters that I've collected over the years or have gotten for free over the years. And I gotta be honest, I think this one was definitely a freebie. I don't remember ever actually buying this poster. In fact, I think this poster for this movie just showed up one day. Anyhow. But it is kind of interesting, though. Looking back on this particular Disney live-action movie. Because, it had a lot, and I mean a lot, of controversy and backlash and even more controversy and more backlash. And had some very valid criticisms about not only this film coming to light and, coming to existence, but the way how do I say this in the PG world of social media? In the way of how certain portrayals were done. Not just with the main cast, but even with, extras in the movie. And just people in the background. And the environment and the set pieces. And, well, let's just say Disney didn't fully commit to their research. And, the multi-million-dollar international global, powerhouse that, very easily, has more money than probably God himself, and various other people combined, could have very easily, shot way more of this movie, in its, its original home location, if you will, of where this movie is supposed to take place in. It could use, more actual actors that were of this background, of these ethnicities, of these people, right? That instead of pulling the cheap Hollywood rug from underneath our feet thinking they could get away with it and somehow, get away with just basically being racist. So, which I'm very glad that the internet and the populace and the people called out this movie on its bullshit for doing so. And, it's nice. It's nice to see the internet, despite the violent, very toxic, hot pocket, socky, stain-encrusted funk that it is, actually band together sometimes and actually sort of, really lay into a multi-billion-dollar company and be like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's, kind of fucked. So, good on you, internet. But, despite that, what's kind of even more of an ironic twist? Despite the controversies, despite the backlash, despite the incorrect portrayals, despite painting people in the background a certain color to blend in. Yes, that actually happened. Do your Google research. And despite a lot of the very not okay, controversial castings and, let's just say background with the production of this film, right? Despite that, audiences went to go see it. People went to go watch it. People bought popcorn and tickets and drinks and went to see it in theaters in the cinema. And for a live action remake of an animated classic, it did okay. Slightly above okay. I mean, about 85% of people like it on Google. It's got a 6.9 on IMDb. And it's got close to a 57, almost 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a stinker. Oh, it's definitely a stinker. And it got a 94 on the popcorn meter. It's definitely not a great movie. But, you know what? Like, people went and saw it. Guy Ritchie directed it. And I have no problem with Naomi Scott and Will Smith as actors and actresses, and I have no problems with the cast themselves. That's not my issue. My issue is not inherently with the people that signed on to this project, wanted to get a paycheck, pay for their bills, or pay for, I don't know, a very expensive DoorDash tab, and, you know, do all the things that they're doing. My problem is people went out and saw this, and despite everything, still supported it, still watched it, still rented it on streaming, or waited until it hit, you know, the mouse's megaplex service on streaming. And most people said, yeah, despite everything, and everything we yelled about and complained about and waved our finger about and, you know, went... People thought it was just, okay. Slightly above okay. I consider, you know, anything above 50% to be, like, a little bit above okay. Like, there's clearly at least a little something there that's worth the time. And, I mean, credit where credit's due. I mean, I went and saw the film years ago when it came out in 2019. Yes, we're that old as a society. And, I kind of thought, this is alright. It's not great. It's just kind of there. Yeah, it retells the story of, you know, Aladdin, you know, and the genie, and, you know, Jasmine and Jafar, and, you know, all these people, right? And it retells the basic concept of the animated movie's story. It doesn't do it to a complete T. It doesn't do it to, you know, the letter. But it doesn't really offer anything too original. It doesn't really offer anything that makes it stand out compared to, say, the original film. And as such, it's one of those things that just, at the end of the day, this is what I just have to call another standardized byproduct of a company saying, all right, here's your here's your slop. Pours it in a bucket. Eat your slop, kind of thing. Like, it's there. It exists. But if someone came up to me and said, hey, we should watch Aladdin. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm down to watch Aladdin. And then they were like, which version should we watch? I'm not going to recommend this one. I'm going to recommend the animated classic. Well, first, we're going to actually watch it properly on, Blu-ray and DVD with, the better quality. And then we're going to watch the fantastic animated movie. We're going to have a great time. And then, afterwards, we're going to laugh and watch all of Robin Williams' Genie outtakes, because those are funny. But I'm going to enjoy the original more. And I'm not saying this because I'm a millennial and, I liked the better than this one. I mean, it's obvious I do. But, I'm saying it because if I am going to go out on my way to watch a version of a film, I'm going to watch the version of the film that I deem to be more gripping, more fluid, more story-driven, and more character-driven than this version that is just kind of there. And unfortunately, I think this movie was definitely the byproduct of a monkey's paw wish that went horribly wrong. Also, you may be noticing that some of these reviews are starting to go longer than 10 minutes. Yeah. Especially Disney films. I always have way more to talk about Disney than whatever. Maybe one of these days I need to just do how Nostalgia Critic and Doug Walker does a Disney-cember? Maybe I need to do that with Movie Time with Crash one of these days. Just something similar. Just a month. You think the mouse will be real upset? I didn't like his live-action slop. Still wondering how I got this poster, though. I mean, the poster's nice. It's double-sided. I don't know, I'm probably going to give this away or something. I don't know, if any of you watching this video or this episode actually wants this poster, hit me up on socials. I don't know. DM me an address or something, and we'll figure something out. That's it for this review. I was cleaning up my movie posters and hanging stuff up, and I saw this, and I was like, I want to talk about this. So, bye.